Hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this debate. This session will deal with the role that entities and companies can do towards fighting inequality and to help inclusion. We have three different entities and companies. Each of them is doing a great job in this sense. Let me first introduce the speakers, and then I will give them space to present their work. The way that we will structure the session is first, each of the speakers will present briefly their organization and how they deal with inclusivity and diversity and equality. Then I will throw in some questions and we will have some debate. And then all of you are welcome to participate via Twitter using a hashtag WeDiscoverBCN, and I will try to translate the questions to our speakers. So first, Albert Riera, he comes from La Fageda. He has been the head of communication at for 17 years, so he has a really long experience. He's graduated in law and journalism. And for the last 6 years, he has been organizing quarterly meetings for social entrepreneurs at the national level. So more than 400 participants have been to the facilities and have learned about their initiative. Aina Estrugo, she's head of communication at Fundació Aret. She's graduated in publicity and public relations. So she will tell us about Fundació Aret. And Marta Fernández, she's been working for 8 years at a great multinational, Schneider Electric. She's a leader of diversity and inclusion. So let me first give the word to Albert Riera. So whenever you're ready.
Okay, thank you very much, Esther. Thank you very much to the university to invite us. And I will try to use the PowerPoint presentation. I hope it's okay. Okay. So it's a picture of our facilities here in north of Catalonia. I have put the title, "The Powerful of Unreasonable People," because you will see that people who used to be outside the market, outside the work, outside the society, nowadays they are the producers of the best yogurt in Catalonia or in the world, no, not yet. So how can I, yeah, here. Is not, the slides are not working. Yes, now yes, okay, sorry. The purpose of Fageda is to offer a job for people who used to be in hospitals 40 years ago. And through a real job, a real enterprise, so they can get a salary, they can feel useful for the family, for the society, and to restore their self-esteem. Here's where we come from. This is a mud houses 50 years ago near here. Is where Cristobal Colón, is the name of our founder, Cristobal Colón, used to work as a worker, just as a worker, psychologist later. And after 30 years, since Fageda was founded, there are still 85% of mentally ill people in Spain who remain jobless. Fortunately, in our region, La Garrocha, there are no unemployment for people with mental illness. So nowadays we are almost 500 people working or be attended in La Fageda. We have cows, and our turnover is 25 million euros. We are producer of yogurts, and we receive also visitors because it's our marketing. We don't advertise at all. We just receive people, and we show them our farm, our cows, our facilities, how we make yogurts. We also have gardening and vegetable garden and accommodations, because we try to fit the job to the people. So we have different kinds of jobs, not all in the factory, but also outside. Depends of the situations, and we have created a model because many enterprises and organizations ask how we manage to be successful in business, but also socially. We are really a hybrid organizations. And we have written down our model where we speak that only a real job can give people satisfaction and self-esteem, as I said. So this is Alex and Mariluz. So we have a cooperative and a foundation as well. This is the assembly. And we have strong alliances with all our community here in our region, so that we are well known by enterprises and stakeholders. This is Cristobal, who is the leader. He has to be a good in business, but also be awareness to social issues. And okay, we need the society. We need our community to be sensible to the problem we try to solve. And we are really in the roots plant in our region. We just work in a small territory, but we think that the nature is very important. Here's our facilities, the factory, and the Pyrenees in the background. So always looking to Europe. like today. What are our values? Okay, the individual is the axis. That is the most important thing. We try to look for the dignity of each person, no matter his condition, his origin, and so on. And we think that everyone has abilities. There's no disabled people, but abilities. And we try to match each one to the correct job, as I said before. And the company is important for all those involved in the project, and that we are always looking to the long-term success. Is why our brand is very well known after near 30 years selling yogurts in Catalonia. We are transparent. We work a purpose, which is very important nowadays. And in an open market, we are not subsidized by the state. We work, and our income from our work, which is very important for us. Although we are conscious that our model is not easy to adopt. So, because we start without a business plan, without money, without nothing, from zero. Is why, so it's not easy to run a business and at the same time to take care of people with vulnerability. Sorry. And okay, we know that as the World Health Organization said, that many people have mental troubles, and that is very important to take care of these people, and is why we think that working is the best way to help them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Albert. Just a quick question for you. Are you able to employ all the mentally ill people from your region? Or...
Yes. Nowadays, yes. Because we work together with the hospital of Olot, our city. So all the psychiatrists working here, they know that La Fageda can employ these people if they are stabilized. Okay. Because we are not. It's not a miracle. It's just that we help them to run their illness. They can perform. But we are not. It's not a miracle. They still have the aid of the doctor.
And another question: do you only sell your yogurts within Catalonia, or do you also export outside Catalonia?
We just sell in Catalonia, Andorra, and Balearian Isles. This is just this little market. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so now I'll turn to Aina so that she can explain to us about Fundació Aret. The hashtag for the questions is WeDiscover, not Barcelona. So just WeDiscover if you want to ask questions. So Aina, the floor is yours.
First of all, on behalf of the Fundació Aret team, I want to thank you to the Ester, to the Universitat Pompeu Fabra for this opportunity, because it is a great chance for us to share our project to all this young student community. First of all, I would like to begin talking about what we believe at Fundació Aret. At Fundació Aret, we believe in the resilience of people, and we work for the second opportunity that everyone deserves. Because all of us, we can all make a mistake, and we truly believe that we all deserve a second chance. At Fundació Aret works to achieve the social and labor integration of people in a situation of social exclusion, mostly women from penitentiary centers and social services. Aret was born 26 years ago in 1994 in the clothing workshop of Batras. Batras is a women's penitentiary center of Barcelona. It's located in Poblenou, a neighborhood of Barcelona next to the beach. Aret was born as an initiative of 5 women who were at the penitentiary center, students of a tailoring course, a volunteer and her teacher, Maria Teresa Rodriguez, the founder of Aret, with the aim of learn a profession to have a new chance once they leave Batras, the penitentiary center. During these 26 years, we have looked after more than 11,000 people, and we have achieved more than 3,000 labor insertions in Barcelona. What we are doing currently at Fundació Aret, we offer courses of these subjects: tailoring, cooking, baking, and socio-healthcare. We also offer in a personalized way, always, career advice at the attended people with the objective to find a decent job in the ordinary labor market. We take care of all the paperwork for the internships. In addition, we work on the necessary skills to succeed at a job interview. And all our services are tailored to every student's personal situation. We are always here and always available for all the people we take care of. At Fundació Aret, at the organization, we take into account the family responsibilities of people who are parted and we work for an effective conciliation because as many of women we care for are single parent families and with high family responsibilities. And now I would like to talk you about Salta. Salta is our insertion company. In 2006, Salta, the insertion company of Fundació Aret, was born because we detected that there were women and men who studied with us with special difficulties to find a job in the ordinary labor market. For example, because they never have worked in an ordinary company, so they don't have the necessary habits or skills to work at this kind of company. So we create this insertion company to be next to all these women and men, to offer them structures adapted to their needs with the aim to achieve the necessary work habits to work in this ordinary company. Salta in Catalan or Spanish means jump, to jump. So Salta is a company, a safe place to make possible for all these people to jump to the ordinary company. We bet and we always bet on work and production as a tool for a personal and social development. At Salta, we have three production lines, textile, catering, and bakery. And I can assure you that our products are high quality as well as socially responsible. All our products have an added value because they offer second opportunities to all the women and men who produce each of them. Because of coronavirus, now we are producing masks for our clients at the clothing workshop, and also we have our own mass textile models. And we combine this production with the usual production for brands. At the bakery now we are producing delicious neulas. Neulas are a typical Christmas product from Catalonia. I'm sure that the students of the Universitat Pompeu Fabra know what neulas are, and they taste as well, very good. Now I think you are familiar with the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. Last year at Fundació Aret and Salta, we adhered to these goals. In particular, we are in line with number 10, 12, and 17, which are in line with the number 4, 5, and 8. 4 are quality education, 5, gender equality, 8, decent work and economic growth, 10, reduce inequalities, 12, responsible consumption and production, and 17, partnership for the goals. And now, I want you, if you want to know about Fundació Aret or about our insertion company, Salta, I invite you to check out our website, www.fundacioaret.org, to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn. And you can send us an email to info@fundacioaret.org. And we believe that together we can join efforts for a society without exclusion. And now I'm going to share one thing. If you want to follow us, you can see so thank you.
Very much, Aina. Just a quick question for you. I know that Fundació Aret, when it started, you explained it was very focused on women that were in prison and they were trying to get to get a job, and they needed like a transition part. I think you've said that also now you have men. So now you're attending men and women. Are all people coming from this prison situation, or do you have other persons not coming from prisons?
Now, we've been attending people from penitentiary centers, prisons, but now most of people come from social services.
Okay, so they are derived to you.
Yes. And now we attend men, but mostly women, maybe 17 and 30%.
Okay. Thank you very much, Aina, for your presentation. And now we turn to Marta Fernández. She works at a multinational, so it will be a very sharp contrast between a very regionally located cooperative and Fundació Aret that deals specifically with people coming from social services in Barcelona. Marta has been, as I said, leader of diversity and inclusion. So whenever you're ready, Marta.
Thank you so much, Esther. I didn't have prepared a presentation, but maybe it will be easier for us to share it with a common presentation that we had. So I will share my screen with all of you. First of all, share with you that I'm diversity and inclusion leader for Iberian Zone the last 8 years, but I'm also the labor relations manager and HR services manager. So we don't have people that are talking only about diversity and inclusion, because we think that diversity and inclusion is something transversal, something that we need to add to our regular works, our regular jobs. So we don't have a special people working only in diversity and inclusion, because we want to add to our normal way. So I will share my screen to show you what we talk about when we talk about. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. When we talk about what is for Schneider Electric diversity and inclusion, we need to talk about we want the very best people. We think that the companies are made of people. So what is different from our competitors or from our another companies is only the people. So we can copy your products. Maybe somebody can copy your strategy, but nobody can copy your people. So this is the meaningful, inclusive, and the empowerment that realize all the diversity and inclusion proposal for our people and for the rest of our stakeholders. So for ours, the people is the centric of the company. So we are talking, when we talk about meaningful, we are commitment with sustainability, with climate, with ethics, with circular economy, with health and equity, with development, and so on. When we talk about inclusive, we empower diversities. We work in inclusive practice, because diversity exists, is what reality is we are unique. So the diversity exists, but we need to integrate, to share, and to bring the people to the same party, to be in a comfortable environment. So we are working with some of the most important catalyst and the best employer. So we want to work in that direction. And we talk about the empowered, yes, with a lean organization, with multi-hub models, and the Schneider way. We talk about the free up your energy. So let's the best with your energy. We are an energy company, so we want to do the best with our energy. When we empower this multi-hub model, giving everyone everywhere the same chances of success. So this is our purpose, okay? We are a very big company with a lot of diversities, with a lot of nationalities. We work in a lot of environments, different environments. We have inside the company very big, like a little big ones. So we are different business. So we need to integrate all the difference to create an environment where the work and the innovation could works. Okay, so with this purpose, we empower people through our innovation. When I do this kind of presentation, and as I am Catalan people, of course, I always present the vision or the picture of the Castellers that maybe all of you know. And the first picture that I used to show is a picture from the 50s. Okay, so there are 4, 5 levels of people, and everybody is the same, like the same color. All of them were men. So, okay, this was one picture. And then I used to present another picture, that the last Santa Tecla's party, with all the very big place with a lot of people, a lot of colors, a big human castles, where are include women's and children's, people with more seniority. And this is my very best way to explain that to do the same, so to do the same business, in that case, to do the same human towers, we join to the conversation, we join to the teams people with different capabilities, with different responsibilities, with different backgrounds, with different everywhere. Okay, because this is what allow us to join different ways to think, and so on. So to do the same with the same people is not the way to transform and to include everywhere in the same conversation, in the same partner. Okay, so we empower people through our innovation, with augment, with support, with collaborate systems to for example, augmented reality with artificial intelligence, safety and anticipation, or supporting with simulation and upskilling, and collaboration like speed and real time. So we need to bring different capabilities, different people to give us more vision on another ways to see the same reality. Okay, so in that journey that we started a long time ago, you can see that we have customer first. Obviously, I think that is one of the value of all the companies, data disrupt, but here you are embrace different. Embrace different, we're starting like a main topic of our people value proposition for our employees, for our customers. But time by time, we integrate as one of our main values. So we integrate the different, the way to embrace the different of everybody as one of our core value in the company. Okay, so this is why we are doing this. Why diversity and in inclusion ambition is important to us, even to include as a main value, because we want to provide equal opportunities to everywhere, to everyone, everywhere, and we want to ensure that all of us feel unique. So we are different than the rest. We want to contribute to have a safe mental environment, a safe not only for health and safety, but obviously also for mental environment, to show us like we are, to share with the rest the very best of ourselves. So, okay, so we want to have an environment, a safety environment, where everybody can bring the very best of themselves. Okay, so this is our D&I journey. We started a long time ago with the first diversity and policy. We have been adding different diversities. We started with gender diversity because it was one of the main topics, but after then we include another diversities in our community, in another space, in our conversation. So we are part of the HeForShe Impact Champion. We are one of the 10 companies around the world that are inside these Impact Champions. We signed the Free and Equal United Nations. We are in the Women Empowerment Principles, and we are including now the LGBTI topic in the agenda. We are talking long time ago about the diverse capabilities or disabilities. We don't like to talk about disabilities in the conversation. Also, we talk about the men also to bring an active part or contributor for the gender and for the rest of the diversities, but we need to talk. And to work in this strategy, we empower diversity around the world. We try and we work in different practices and policies. We work in inclusive behaviors, teaching and training our teams and our leaders, and we try to advocate. So we want to share with the rest of the world, which is our vision to be part of the transformation, not only of our teams, of our employees, even to the society where we are living, in the environment where we are doing business with the others. So it is the impact of the HeForShe and the Women Empowerment Principles. So this is we are I think that 95% of the countries are inside all these rules. And one of our last focus was the pay equity, and we are working in the fair and equitable rewards practice to avoid all kind of not equity in payment around the world. And flexibility at work. Flexibility is another part, an important part of this diversity and inclusion journey. Talking about health and wellness, the flexibility, and the workplace of the future. We want to attract the very best talent. We always said that the talent has no gender. The talent has no the talent has unique. So we want the very best talent in the company. And that's all a big picture of our proposal about diversity and inclusion. Thank you.
Thank you, Marta. Very interesting, your job. I have a quick question. I've seen 22% of women. How many years is going to take for women to be 50% in the world? I mean, how come it's taking so long for equality for women?
we are working a lot of them because we are in an environment, in a sector, in a business that, in fact, there's no a lot of women in there. We have a lot of difficulties to hire women because this is the market. Even though that we don't want to be in a reactive position, in a passive position, and we are working in Spain, for example, we are working with equity plans. So we have 4 years plans to have more women in the company. In Spain, we increased from 28 to 42% in the last 4 years. So it was a very important work in Iberian zone, but it's not enough. So we need to work on that. And for this reason, we are working even in the a lot with the universities and at the end with some schools to explain what is the reality of an engineer day of life, to not have a mythificated vision of what they are working, and to explain what we are doing. We try to present women in our business to share that this is a possibility. We want to be, when we talk about be advocate, is that, but is a very big work, because you can't stop this speed.
Thank you, Marta. Okay, well, I have a few questions in general. I'm very interested because your businesses are all very different. So Marta said customer first, it's clearly a for-profit company. And then with customer first, let's use all the talent we have in the most diverse way. For Albert, I think person is first, and you need to adapt the job for the person. And for Aina, probably similar, no? Person first, and then let's help them to be able to get a real job where they can develop, okay? But having said that, I think there's a convergence of all companies, clearly for-profit companies and not for-profit companies, because Fundació Aret with this Salta, no? They try to be in the middle, no? So that people are ready to go for a job. So how far away do you think this convergence will go? Maybe in 10 years, will there be a difference between a for-profit company and a non-for-profit company? La Fageda, for instance, Albert said that they don't need any public financing, that they are able to sustain their activity. So that's a very big achievement. It's not something very common to be able to do that. I'm sure Fundació Aret relies on public funding to be able to do its job, so it's a combination. Yes. So the question will be, if we have this conversation in 10 years or 20 years, will there be this gap between, how far will be this gap between for-profit and non-for-profit companies? So I don't know if any of you wants to say something. Albert, you have to switch on your microphone.
Yes, may I answer? I'll try to answer because it's not an easy question. I think that there is two different models and the society needs both of them, because philosophically it's different to be for-profit or non-profit. Non-profit, the wages are lower. They are not also the difference between the CEO and the less wage in the company is 6 times or maybe 7 times. I don't know. In multinational company, it's not possible that. and we also don't have investors, so we are not you are not obliged to grow and grow and grow. We just we have our mission is for our community, so growing is not important. It's just to survive in the market, which is quite difficult already. And also because in the we have bad experiences in Spain. Some companies that are for profit and they hire disabled people and they pay the minimum wage to them without expectation to grow. It's just always the minimum. So they take advantage of that. So it's not ethically speaking. I don't know. It's why we are not non-profit. So this is our model.
Thank you, Albert. I don't know if Marta wants to say something or Aina.
I agree with Albert. This is a very difficult question to answer, to have the good answer. I will talk for Salta, for our insertion company. Salta exists at Fundació Aret for the reason I explained to you, no? Because we detected this need in these women and men, but they have two very clear response to two clear needs, and one is economic to generate economic incomes, because so we don't have to depend on public subsidies, and also to respond to our social action, which is the social and labor integration of people in a situation of social inclusion. So to dignify people through decent work, to offer a decent job opportunity to the most vulnerable people in front of the ordinary market. And I know we can create a good relationship or a win-win relationship with ordinary company and insertion company like Salta, because we can offer an added value to the brands or to the ordinary companies, and we can get also a lot. We can offer also a lot of things to this company. For example, I'm sorry. It's okay. I think we can create a good relationship between these two kind of companies.
Okay, thank you. How difficult it is? Sorry, Marta, go ahead.
No, obviously we are very different from a very points of view. But one of the changes that I am realizing during the last years is that companies or big companies or profit companies can't also only talk about money. So it's not possible. Why? First of all, because I explained you that we think that we are different from the rest because of our people. So people is the first point to transform anything. So if we want to do more and to have more profits, or to have more or grow or something, we need to do with people. And people and young people mostly don't want also a job without a mission or without a purpose. So you need to give them a purpose. We are a green company. We talk about sustainability. We talk about green energy. We talk about connectivity. We talk about IoT. We talk about transformation. So you can't talk about all this kind of business and then left people in the way. And this is important because we talk about soul company. So companies need to be need to have soul also. And this is a transformation. When you want to get the very best talent, you want to get the very best in the company, and the very best maybe is not the standard people that we used to think maybe 15 years ago. So we need to be very disruptive on that. So, and we need to talk about social or emotional salary, because what we engage now is no more what we engaged 10 or 15 years ago.
Yes, thank you, Marta. Another topic I would like to address is how you communicate the impact that you make in society. For multinationals like Schneider, there's a lot of prices and rankings, so you have a way to signal yourselves to the market. And then there's also the question if you can communicate with reports, but there are also other ways of measuring the impact you make in society. I don't know whether in your organization there's someone thinking about how to measure the impact, how to communicate to the society. And now it reminds me that Aina mentioned the Sustainable Development Goals and how important it is that the private companies and entities work towards attaining these Sustainable Development Goals. So there's a question about measuring how well we are doing and how well we could be doing in a way to always improve, and how do we make all this get to society? I don't know. Marta again? Yes.
I don't know if you want. As you mentioned, Esther, we are including a lot of rankings in general ones in developed and sustainable. I shared you about HeForShe impact, the global signatures that we have with United Nations and so on. And this audit us in a lot of terms. So this is the way we can measure our journey, our improvement, and all that and all that topics. But we want to explain, obviously, this proposal not only to the auditors to have a good case, because this is something that you have in the paper. So this is a reality. We want to share it with our employees, with our customers, and we bring the D&I topic in all the conversations. So when we talk about business, we also include diversity and inclusion conversation because it's needed. Is also business needed. When we talk about sustainability, we need to include the diversity and inclusion topic because we want to include everywhere in all the companies to join and to have access to the energy, because this brings more future to all of them. So it's not only about press release, it's not only communication, it's to include the conversation in all the proposals that you had, from a audit point of view, from a business point of view, from a CEO point of view, from the employees point of view, from everywhere. So it's very environmental.
Okay, thank you. Albert or Aina, how do you communicate or measure your impact?
At Fundació Aret, we have several indicators to improve our work. For example, number of attended people, employment contract in Salta, our company, insertion labor company, insertion in the labor market, etc. And we are but because we are like this, and for law we are very, very transparent, and we show all these results every year in our memory. Okay, and now we are in contact with social, with press, television. We are doing a campaign and at social media. We work on social conscious. I don't know is the correct with
Consciousness.
conscious. Yes, to share this our mission, and we are all these things. We are doing these things.
Okay. So basically reporting and appearing in the media. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Aina. Albert, do you want to add something?
Yes, it's also our case. We make a report, sustainability report, yearly, of course, and but we strengthen also which is important, the community. We have a big community, and we try to be involved with them, and through the social net and visitors, because we, as I said, we receive 50,000 visitors a year. So, and also with our city, with our community. This is the best point. Even we are well known around in Spain because several business schools have made case studies about La Fageda. Is why many entrepreneurs know about La Fageda. And it's why we receive visitors of yesterday from Brazil, for instance. Even in pandemic time, we receive visitors. Okay. I don't know if I answered your question.
No, it's okay. Yeah. Now I have a question for La Fageda and Fundació Aret. Given the times that we are living with pandemics, it is not helping with inclusion and diversity. And I wanted to ask you if you've seen an increase on the number of people that demand from social services to be included in Fundació Aret, or if you see the number of people needing some kind of access to your work placement is increasing. So if the pressure is increasing or is decreasing, I assume it's increasing, but I would like to hear from you.
Yes, this is a reality in an increasingly globalized society. The economic differences in society are becoming more and more accentuated, and obviously due to the social and economic crisis caused by the coronavirus, the number of people at risk of exclusion is increasing. Job destruction, precarious jobs, decrease in economic income in families. So at Fundació Aret, we are already beginning to see it, especially in the group we mainly work with, that is women at high risk of vulnerability. These women are going to suffer more highly because of this social crisis.
Thank you, Aina.
In our case, okay, the most important thing is to maintain the jobs. So fortunately, we haven't destroyed any job for people with mental illness or with disability, or even we have young people with vulnerability, or persons with a long period of unemployment. We have employed too. But it's clear that the coronavirus has a real impact, a hard impact, I think, for people, with all people, physically and mentally, for people with mental illness. So we have to strengthen our work very, very hard to attend these people at home, and even to take in contact with the doctor. And so it was really hard. There were many crises. So because the working is very safety for this kind of people. So hopefully we can keep working. This is the best way to to aid all those people.
Okay. Marta, question for you. How can you translate all these policies around the world? Because I imagine culture is very different from Mediterranean. You said you are specialized in Spain and Portugal, maybe, but how is it in other parts of the world? I don't know if you can answer that question, but how do you translate the philosophy of the country, of the company, to all the places that you operate?
Sometimes it's difficult, depending on the topic that you are talking about. Sometimes it's difficult. We work in a global D&I environment. We have a global group where I am part of them, and we prepare and we work in the global policies. Okay, so first of all, we analyze all the companies that we need to include this practice, and we try to prepare like a big umbrella that can cover all the different topics or the different from a legal point of view sometimes, or from a culture point of view. But we take a risk on that. Even I could explain our last policy, that it was the LGBTI manifesto and global family leave. That the global family leaves prepares that everybody in the company have the minimum leaves for family matters, and taking into account that family in a big way. So we don't talk about we don't talk about mothers and fathers, but a long time ago we talk about parental leave. We don't talk about regular or standard families. We want to include all kind of families, and in some countries this is not easy. But we want to give our employees, our people, the security that they are living in a normal way, taking account the local regulations, but they have a minimum, even if they are living in Saudi Arabia or in New York. Okay, so this is a minimum of the company. So we have the previous work, and then we need to adjust sometimes, because you know that there are countries where some of our politics are not legal, but we need to do it.
At the end, companies, multinational companies, will be being the cultural forces to equal some rights, or can be a good force towards it.
That's right, Esther. We think that we have this responsibility also. We have to lead other companies or other business that they don't have this energy or this vision or this visibility to give them this possibility. When we talk about pay equity, it was 6 years ago. Okay, nobody were talking about the pay equity, and all the studies say us that if we don't do anything, it will be like 70 or 1,000 years to equilibrate from a natural perspective this situation. So we can't wait all this year. So we need to force the machine to do anything in that perspective. Then in Spain, for example, the law has give the same way, but we talked about this 6 years ago. So now we can say we don't have a discrepancy in that way, because we are including every year in the salary review a special budget to reduce this gap until the 0 or 1 point that is like a 0. But we need to do special things to be an example, or to give to other companies or other actors in the market this conversation in the table.
Thank you. Leading by example, no? It would be the word. Okay. Then I have another question regarding both Albert and Aina, and I don't know if Schneider, you work with different legal formats, like a foundation for some activities, a cooperative for other initiatives. So this mix of legal formats that social businesses sometimes are required to do, why do you think is that? Is the legal framework not very well developed? How difficult it is to deal with a foundation, or how difficult it is to deal with a legal format as a cooperative? I don't know if you can say something around this topic. It's very broad, but I know it's an unsolved question, at least in Spain or in Catalonia.
So I think the most important, sorry, Aina, the most important thing is to know what you are and what is your purpose. The kind of society is just a sweet. It's just something you put to adapt. You need it because you have to make business. You have to be in society. So we need to be a person, a low person. But in our case, cooperative. In our case, the most important thing is to be non-profit. Because I explained. And cooperative is a good way in the principle, but for governance issues, we saw that foundation is better, because our assembly of associates was so dispersed, so different, and it was really difficult to take decisions. While foundation is just formed by 10 people, more or less, the board, and they don't. We don't pay them because they have to be philanthropic people, and so is another way to manage the project, the social project, which is the most important. There are others. In Spain, the association is also a kind of juridic form, but the problem is that you can get donations. You can receive aids fiscally advantage. So it's much better foundation, of course.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Our insertion company have a clear objective, that is to offer job with a personalized support to all these women and men that we are attended. No, they have a salary, a decent salary. So they have the empowered, no, and they can have a normal life, and they can for their social integration. We begin only being a foundation, but then we realize that we need this insertion company, and our objective, it's not economic. Our objective is to respond our social cause. And well, I think, I hope I...
Yes, thank you, Aina. I don't know, Marta, if you want to add anything. If not,
we have a foundation also, as a lot of companies. We have a foundation, Schneider Electric Foundation, that aims all the social and campaigns that we work on, and that employees can join it voluntary, and we want to give the space and the legal form to contribute to all of the projects that we are working, but also in this kind of legal entity.
Okay, thank you. And well, I'm moving on to the last question I had prepared, but I don't know if you want to address some point that you'd like to discuss, if there's something that you want to share. Okay, my last question was, Marta, you want to say something?
No, yes, I want to add only that when you asked for the measuring, how we measure the impact that we are doing in diversity and inclusion, and how the impacts are very, the key figures are the KPIs are very needed, because it's an objective way to measure things. Obviously, we have a lot. We are a big company, so a lot of KPIs. This is true. But the most important way to evaluate this, how we are arriving to our people, is not this KPI, because measure things as if we are hiring more women, if we have more more awards. Okay, we received last 2 weeks we are in the top 5 best place to work. So this is a recognition, and these are KPIs. But for me, what is more relevant is when we ask to the people, because we have regular questions to our people, when they feel that this is a main topic for the company, and there's a special question. We ask a lot about a lot of things. It's like a climate questionnaire. But when we ask to the people, if you feel that you are included, or you feeling include in the company, and you feel this is this soul company, this is not only KPIs, this is how do you feel with your company, because we want not to retain people, we want to be in love with them. So this, for me, is the more important question. How do you feel here? Not which are my KPIs.
Okay, so that's an interesting point. So talking about the quality of employees within the company, they feel at home in a place that they are included and recognized. So I'm sure that maybe we can translate this question to Albert. How do people that work in La Fageda, how do they feel? What's their input?
So we are happy. As Marta said, we have a soul. We have a great soul, and we try to make people happy. This is our objective. Is why we try to the organization to be safe, safety. And it's a question of individuals. It's a question of relationship between people, how you trade the other, and so. It's a question of person, of individuals. That's clear. Organization doesn't exist at all. It's person. I completely agree. But I just wanted to add some things about size, because we are very small. Aina, so Arep and Fageda, we are small, and I think that okay, the big companies are well, because they can politically be influenced. This is very important. I think we need that. But socially speaking, I think we are more like jam. The less you have, the more you spread. So sometimes you need to be small, because if not, you are not really changing the life of people in your community. So it's why size matters in that case.
Given the competitive environment, are you afraid that competitors, you have a very distinct mark, but everything in the economy is moving so fast? Are you afraid of that? Or you feel confident that your business model will be able to survive the competitive environment?
You mean the business?
Yes.
So it's it's difficult, but there are more and more the need to buy products near your home, near you, proximity products, and zero products.
Zero waste.
Yes. So there is also, more and more consumers look after what are the companies, how they trade their workers, how they trade the environment. So it's also very important. I don't know. I don't think it will be always bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's my point of view.
In Catalan, we have this saying, no? In the small pot, there's the best confiture, or something like this, no?
Yeah, true.
Yes, Aina. I totally agree with Albert. We have to act local, no, and for them to be able to solve the problems that concern us. I think is very, very important.
Okay. Well, the last question. Marta, you want to say something else?
Yes, because size matters. I fully agree with that. So we use the word local. That is to talk about we want to be the more local of the global companies, because it's true that the size matters. Sometimes it's a very fair point, because you have more resources, or you have more impact, or you have more, I don't know, you have another environment. But a lot of times you need to act as a very small company, because you need speed, because you need flexibility, you need to adapt to another situation. So you need to be very flexible to adapt to the market, or to the project, or to so on.
Okay. Well, then the last question is for the young people that are listening to us, which advice would you give to those young persons that have this social inclination or social motivation? From your own experience, if you want, for some reason you're working where you are in companies that have these values or this philosophy. So what would be your takeaway points for these persons, for young people?
Let me start. We know many social entrepreneurs who come to visit us. And so sometimes we say them, the best important thing is the question. Ask you what you want to make with your life. Is it sincere, your social motivation? And then be honest and make your business in line with this idea. So maybe to be coherent, to be honest, I think is the best point.
Okay, thank you.
To these young people, I recommend with the social motivation to identify the social or environment cause which motivate them, and to find an association, a foundation, a company, ONG that works for the same cause, because they can collaborate with this company in many ways. For example, being volunteers, becoming partners, sharing content, working on social awareness, acquiring social responsible products. I think also that it's very important that very interesting to all these young people to empathize with the group or cause they are concerned about, and it's very important that all these young people have have a clear understanding that they can be part of the change. They can be.
Thank you, Aina. Marta.
Okay, and from my point of view, I would like to say to the young people that try to be themselves. So the very best that they have is themselves. So try to be very unique. Try to bring with an open mind. Trying to join to the space where they are living, the company or the job they are working, or the community they are living, the very best of them, because is what, if you are unique, you are authentic, you can add a lot of innovation point of view, be fresh, be the very best solution. We need as a society, I think, a lot of fair play. We think that we need also talent, people very well prepared, but also with right ideas, with strong values, and this is depending on no matter where are you acting, act as yourself and prepare your future with a very clear vision, because this change things. You can change a lot of things as a consumer, as a employer, as an employee, as a friend, as a son, as a mother. So you can change a lot of things.
Okay, thank you so much, Albert, Aina, and Marta, for your perspective. I think it's been very rich because, as I said at the beginning, 3 different entities with 3 different social motivations behind. So thank you for the time, and it's been a pleasure, and hope to see you again soon in person at some point.
Hopefully.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.